Hello guys, Ashley here, Ultimate Blue Fan, back today with another review. And today, like I said in my video when I did my Cobra Kai Season 4 is an actually good season defense. Where I listed off some of the points the girl made and whether or not I agree or disagree with them. I said that I was going to redo my review for Karate Kid 2, and why I feel like I was just kind of a little bit too hard on the movie. I even listened to my review I made for it when I was on my PTO vacation, and I feel like I was just a little bit too hard on it. Like, I don't feel like I pointed out what I love about the movie or anything like that. Like, I feel like I was just way too hard on it, and I feel like I just didn't like it. I didn't like how I went super duper hard on it because I recently just, like I said, I rewatched the movie and like, is it as rewatchable as the first movie? On some extent, I want to say no. It is to some extent, but I really love the first movie. Like, I could put the first movie on at any time. I love the second movie. I really, really do. I absolutely do love the sequel. I want to talk about, because I don't really have a lot of negatives. When I went back and looked at it, I think the reason why I was so hard before when I did my first review was because I was expecting something a little bit different in the sequel. I was expecting something to impact the story just a little bit more with Daniel and Miss Miyagi, and I feel like the second movie, it kind of lowered my expectations rather than like higher them. But I would gladly take the second movie, the sequel, over the third movie any day of the week. Any day, any month, any hour, any week, I would take the second movie over the third film any moment. I absolutely hate the third movie. That's why the review was super duper short, because I just didn't have a lot to say when I did my review. I did not have a lot to say. But that's just the second movie. I want to talk about, I think the best way to express my opinion on the second movie is talk about what I liked and what I really didn't. What I liked and what I disliked. So what I liked, I love the fact the movie still had a lot of heart and passion. There were really a lot of heart and passion in the second film. You really felt it. Like I said, I think I was just way too hard on it. I feel like when the second movie, as much as I kind of do hate the fact they kind of took the focus off Daniel a little bit and focused a little bit more on Miss Miyagi, I wasn't that mad because I understand everybody loves Miss Miyagi. Pat Morita definitely captured that essence of that character so damn perfect that it makes you kind of wish that everyone kind of had a mentor like Miss Miyagi, someone who was so down to earth and spiritual and just there and cared about your guidance. And I feel like him and Daniel, Ralph Macchio and Pat Morita, their chemistry is very, very, when I say very, very convincing, very, very absolutely convincing. They are without a doubt the bread and butter of the Karate Kid franchise, in my opinion. Like, it's not even just Ralph Macchio. Like, it's him and Miss Miyagi, and that dynamic is just such bread and butter. Like, you can't have one over the other. It's like peanut butter and jelly. You can't have one over the other. I definitely felt this movie had a lot of heart and passion with, like I said, I wasn't a big fan, and that would be me elaborating a little bit more on the dislikes. I didn't like the fact that that Miss Miyagi came out here to really how can I say this? The storyline with him and his friend, I didn't like how it was very predictable that they both kind of stopped being friends over a girl. I kind of didn't like that, but to know that he came down there to kind of like face what he did wrong, and I was betraying his friend, and I was trying to move in on his friend's girl, and like that was very wrong, and I could understand why Sato would want Sato, I think it was Sato, why he would want revenge and why he would want payback. I kind of hate the fact that he just kept like nudging to the fact that he ruined the whole village just to get Miss Miyagi to fight him. Like, it's not even that deep. This girl is not even checking for you anymore. So it's like, dude, I could understand him wanting to fight, but like the way he just kept edging it on, it's like, okay, you need to get over it. Like, for real, for real. Like, I love the fact that Miss Miyagi, I wasn't, like I said, I didn't like the fact that they decided to focus on Miss Miyagi, that they took a focus off Daniel, but I'm not mad they tried to give Miss Miyagi a little bit more backstory because I love Miss Miyagi. I like the stuff with him and the girl. I'm forgetting her name. Suki? Is that was her name? It was something. I definitely liked the relationship. It was very cute. They had chemistry. Um, sorry, I have something in my nose. Sorry about that. But keep their chemistry, and like just him coming down there and knowing that he had really big regret. Like, what would it have been if he did stay with his father and if his father didn't get sick? What would have happened if he did come back sooner and did apologize for betraying his friend? I feel like this him missing like going down there was him facing his past that he thought that he got away from. It is pretty much just clearing those, just making better for that bridge, just trying to rebuild that bridge that he broke so long ago when he left Okinawa. And also knowing that this movie, that this movie was not filmed in Okinawa, it was filmed in Hawaii. That was interesting to me because I honestly couldn't tell the difference when I was watching. But that's very interesting. That's one of the things I did enjoy. I liked that the movie just, it still had its heart and its passion. Like, you couldn't really take everything seriously in the movie about everything. I would probably say my absolute favorite scene in the sequel is the scene with Daniel and Mr. Miyagi by the river. Well, I would say by the water, not the river. By the water on the rock with the sun. The cinematography was great in this movie. That's definitely another thing I have to say. The cinematography, the score, everything was just really, really good. I still love Daniel and Mr. Miyagi as characters. I love Kimiko. I love Kimiko. Her and Daniel, I already mentioned this. They were a great match, and it sucks that they were not in game, and it sucks that Karate Kid 3 ruined their ending, in my opinion. I didn't mind the Daniel and Chozen back and forth, even though I really feel like Chozen really didn't have reason to not like him outside the fact that his uncle hated Miss Miyagi. But I didn't mind Chozen. I thought the actor that played Chozen did a really great job. He was really, really cute. He dressed nice. Like, he was just like, you wanted to punch him. Like, he was just somebody you wanted to punch. Like, he kept picking and picking and picking and picking. It's like, okay, I guess you won't sit down until I punch you. So I guess I'm gonna have to do that. Like, but back to the scene. Those other things that I liked. That's the scene with Daniel and Miss Miyagi by the water, and Daniel just coming to him and like being there for him and just trying to let him know that you should not feel any regret for not being here for your father, because you coming here. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to get choked up. But when he told him that he came there to be with him in his final moments, I honestly just like felt that. It's a scene that makes me cry every time because it's memories are very important. Being there with people is very, very important. Life is so short. You have no idea. You don't know. Life is very, very short. So, this is the second time I cried on. I cried. I cried in the last video when I talked about Johnny, and I'm crying now. But sorry, but it was just such a very emotional scene, and it's just really impossible to not have a reaction to it when the scene is on. It's not my only favorite scene in the second movie, but it's the one scene that to me that just sticks out the most because of how beautifully it was directed and how much chemistry Ralph and Pat Morita have. Like, it was very, very convincing. And that was the heart and passion to talk about that I feel like it was just missing from the third one. I absolutely love that scene between him and Pat Morita by the river, and him just telling him that he shouldn't feel any shame for not being here, any regret for not being here and leaving, because him coming here and being there with his father for his very final moments just shows how much he really did love his dad. And I feel like the moments that you and your father did have, those are the moments you should hang on to, not the regret. Loved it. My other favorite scenes in the movie are the stuff with him and Kimiko. Like, I absolutely love this stuff with Ralph and the actress. I cannot remember her name. I'm gonna look her up right now. Give me a minute. Timeline Tamada. I think that, yeah, Ralph and Timeline really have really great chemistry. I loved all their scenes. I would say I love the scene where they kiss for the first time, when there's like no talking and it's just like the whole tea ritual of her pretty much admitting that she was in love with him, which is like, ah. I shipped them. They should definitely should have been in game. I like the ending scene between him and Chosen when they get into the fight and he pretty much fights to death for her, and him pretty much when they started riling the drums and like he came back to fight, and that he did show Chosen mercy when, not saying he could have killed him, but like he didn't have to kill him to know that he fought, that he stood up for himself, which I really did love. I love the last scene. Everything, it was just so much heart in the second movie. So much heart, so much passion. And you know what? I'm not going to be too upset by the fact that there wasn't no karate tournament, because I feel like you don't need to fight in a tournament to know that you're doing karate. So I love that it was a different approach than from a ritual tournament or anything like that. But yeah, I take it back. Everything I said in my last review, I take back right now after watching it, because sometimes you have to watch movies over and over again to have different opinions. Maybe sometimes you don't, or sometimes you do. I mean, personally, I had to rewatch this one over again to just appreciate it just a little bit more, because at first I was just so underwhelmed by how it was. But now that I know that it was really just a movie about facing your past, and Daniel is here to ask questions and learn a little bit more about Mr. Miyagi and learn more about his culture, which I'm not mad at. Would I have liked if they would have not taken the focus off Daniel? Yes. But honestly, outside of that, I don't have much negatives outside of the fact that I feel like the movie did need a really stronger plot. I feel like the storyline wasn't that strong, but it wasn't that bad. And I feel like Chosen and Tahoe were very one-dimensional characters. It would have been nice to see a little bit more character depth from them. But outside of that, I don't have any real complaints outside the second one. I think it's a very beautiful sequel, and I would say out of some sequels that I've seen, it's probably a little underrated. When I go on Reddit, and a lot of people say that the second movie isn't really talked about as much because the first movie is just so damn popular. The first movie is so iconic within the media and within society, but I don't think because the first movie is so perfect. I'm saying that the first movie, the first Karate Kid movie, is a masterpiece. It's absolutely perfect. I don't care what people say about it being too cheesy, any of it. It is a perfect movie, and I would damn near say the second movie is perfect too. Because I don't really have no complaints with that outside of the fact that I feel like the storyline wasn't that strong, and that I feel like Tahoe and Chosen were really one-dimensional characters. But yet again, not a lot of complaints compared to the third film. Swipe. I love Karate Kid 2. I was way too hard on it, and I'm here to tell you guys that I am truly sorry for being so hard on the movie, because honestly, I can see it now for what it really is. It is a movie about facing your past and the beauty and learning a different culture and just learning how to meet new people, and the characters are still likable. There's no digressing like the third film, and like I love this movie. I have nothing bad to say outside the fact, like I said, that I feel like the plot wasn't just that strong. Outside of that, I think it's a very beautiful movie, and I can watch it again and again and again. So sorry for crying, but sorry I didn't mean to, but that scene with him and Mr. Miyagi, it's priceless. It's a very speechless scene. I also think the Rotten Tomatoes score for the sequel is very unfair. I don't think it should be that low. I think it's like a 45% sequel on for it, which I think is ridiculous. I feel like it should be like at least a good 60%. It's not the best sequel I've seen, but I don't think it should be that low on Rotten Tomatoes score, because it's not that bad of a movie. It's really not that bad. The pacing is great. It's not too slow. It's not too fast. And the movie to me I feel like it's really good. I feel like it's perfect. Like I said, outside of the plot, like the storyline not being that strong, it's not really that bad of a film compared to other movies I've seen. But that is that. I wanted to redo my review because I feel like I was way too hard on it the first time. And that'll be all for today. I'll see you guys next time with another Cobra Kai video, and I might rank the seasons. So look out for that very soon.